Hello all, in this week's video we will be delving deeper into the light heavyweight sensation, Artur Beterbiev. He currently holds the IBF and the WBC world titles and has had a very interesting career in both the amateur ranks and the professional ranks. As an amateur, he fought many great names that you'll recognise. So for example, in the London 2012 Olympics, he fought the likes of Michael the Bounty Hunter and Alexander Usyk. And he fought these guys at heavyweight. Just consider that, because he currently fights at light heavyweight. He was fighting as a heavyweight back in the amateur ranks. As a professional, he's undefeated with a 100% KO ratio, which has caused him to be known as a quote-unquote power puncher. Now this is a gross, and I mean gross, misrepresentation of his skill set. As we will explain, his game is much deeper and much more nuanced than just punching power. Background and personality. Beterbiev was born in Dagestan and he is of Chechen descent. He currently resides in his adopted home of Montreal, Canada, and he is a devout Muslim. Now if you watch clips and interviews with Beterbiev, you'll see that he has a very playful personality and he is clearly very loved by his family and friends. His coaches talk about his legendary work ethic and discipline, almost military style. This is often commonplace among fighters from the war-torn region of the Caucasus Mountains. We also know that Beterbiev is a man of morality. He was recently plunged into controversy because he wouldn't travel to China for a fight, and this is because China's treatment of the Uyghur population of Muslims. The technique. As I mentioned earlier, it's hard to pretend that Beterbiev is just a power puncher. He's actually amazingly skilled, and people should be way more interested in the skills that he displays to actually land the power, rather than the actual power. We'll talk about an example now. So Beterbiev throws a variation of a right-handed strike that circumnavigates a skilled fighter's ability to get a read on when the attack may be coming. All great defensive fighters rely to some degree and in certain situations on their eyes, and they use their eyes to anticipate danger. This is based on micro movements that indicate the start of the attack. If you watch Floyd Mayweather, for example, he's moving defensively as soon as he starts to pick up that his opponent is moving to attack him. A common indication that a fighter is about to punch could be movement in the shoulder. Michael J. White actually has a great video with Kimbo Slice. Some of you guys might have seen it, but he has a great video where he explains this concept in detail. When we watch Beterbiev throw the variation of the right hand that we were referring to, he throws it straight from the holster. You can imagine your hand being by your face in a defensive position. That's what we mean by the holster. And Beterbiev throws the right hand straight from there. Now the reason this is so clever is because traditionally, and the way the right hand is traditionally taught, punching power comes from turning the shot over and using the body to generate that power. But using the whole body will lead to a lot of telegraphing of the intention to attack. With Beterbiev's variation of this right hand, the right hand comes straight from the holster. It doesn't get turned over. He doesn't have to turn his knuckles over to land it. He throws the shot straight from the position that his hand starts in, with the palm facing his face and head defensively. That's where it starts, so the fist never turns over. And this completely robs the opponent of the chance to read the shot. And it's because of this that the opponent just can't see it and their head is getting popped all the way back because they have no indication that it's even coming. You might have heard people say that it's not the power that hurts you, it's the shot that you don't see. And Beterbiev's right hand is very hard to see because there's no indication that it's coming. State of the division. Dimitri Bivol and Joe Smith Jr. are the other two champions. And even in the UK we've got a lot of talent with Yard and Bawatsi, and Dan Aziz has just won the British title. It's absolutely mouth-watering, and all these clashes are mouth-watering. There's also the famous Mexican goat hunter, Canelo. He's also expressed a desire to return to light heavyweight after beating Kovalev at that weight in 2019. Beterbiev could just be the best man out there at the weight, and only time will tell.